this is a historic trip because this is the first time in 8 years that a British Prime Minister has been here on Chinese soil. 8 long years, a historic occasion, and we can feel that already. We've had key bilaterals yesterday with President Xi and also Premier Li, very warm, very good meetings, just the level of engagement that we hoped for on behalf of both of our countries to develop that comprehensive and strategic partnership that is both long-term and consistent. And that is the approach that I set out over the last 18 months. And yesterday we warmly engaged and made some real progress, actually, because the UK has got a huge amount to offer, and I was able to set that out. And as a result of our engagement, we've halved the tariffs on whiskey and also got visa-free travel to China for Brits. So really important access, symbolic of what we're doing with the relationship.
欢迎仪式后，李强同斯塔默举行会谈。李强表示，今天上午，习近平主席同首相先生举行会晤，就发展两国长期稳定的全面战略伙伴关系作出战略指引。中方愿同英方继续相向而行，尊重彼此核心利益和重大关切，加强战略沟通，打牢互信基础，深化各领域合作，推动双边关系行稳致远。这不仅有利于两国携手应对国际变局风险，促进共同发展，也将为全球和平稳定注入更多的。
We had a very good, productive session with real concrete outcomes, and it was a real strengthening of the relationship, and that's in the national interest because, of course, there are huge opportunities here in China. It's the second biggest economy in the world, and that's why we've got such a big business delegation. A lot of the discussion was about how we open up access for those opportunities, focusing, as I always do, on how is this going to be delivered back in the United Kingdom, how does it benefit people back at home. And we made some really good progress on tariffs for whiskey, on visa-free travel to China, and on information exchange and cooperation on irregular migration, focusing particularly on small boats and engine parts. So a very good constructive meeting with real outcome. We've agreed that on tariffs for whiskey, we're looking at how they're to be reduced, what the time frame is, visa-free travel, how far, how much, and when that can start, and on the information exchange on small boats, the cooperation that we need within a dialogue actually about greater strategic focus on security and defence. But for us it's very important on small boats that we get our arms around the engines that are being used in those small boats. So on all those 3 areas, but they're examples of a much wider opening of access for business that we discussed at great length in terms of the fact that after 8 years, this is the first visit by a Prime Minister, and we wanted to make sure that we've got that strategic approach on all of these issues. We did have a good meeting, and a long meeting as well. We had the formal parts, we had some informal parts, and then we continued over lunch. And so the relationship is in a good place, a strong place. And what I'd say to everybody here is that I always act in our national interest. And therefore the question for me is, how does this accelerate and deliver back at home? I know that whatever's going on in the world, the most important thing to the vast majority of people is the cost of living. So opening up access to business, opportunities, seizing those opportunities, which then gets reflected in better businesses, in jobs, in price reductions at home, really, really matter. And so we made real progress on all of those areas. The big issue, the big challenge here is to ensure that Iran doesn't get a nuclear program, and we're all absolutely agreed on that, and we're working with allies to that end, and that is the central focus of what I'm doing with our allies. We all agree that ensuring that Iran doesn't get that nuclear program is the number one priority, and that's what we're working on.
中方愿同分方增进互信，加强交流，深化合作，助力各自国家发展，为两国人民带来更多的福祉。
President, Your Excellency, I look forward to continuing those discussions on bilateral cooperation between our countries and current discussion on current issues, international issues with you. I had the pleasure of visiting China in 2014 when I served as a Minister of Agriculture, and I'm very happy to be back. Once again, I want to thank you for this great possibility to visit here and discuss with you in your wonderful country.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。